You may already be aware, but there's a lot of lost media out there. I swear, half my YouTube feed is people talking about the found Family Guy pilot or some obscure lost anime episode. As for the other half of my feed, I don't want to talk about it. Over the past year or so, I've been collecting a ton of lost games that I haven't seen anyone talk about, not even the Lost Media Wiki. These games are as obscure as they get. To make this video digestible, I'm going to be listing these games in an iceberg, because I like icebergs. Starting off in tier 1, I want to talk about a lost game that no one has talked about. That's right, I'm talking about Spongebob and Patrick Go to Kazakhstan. Spongebob and Patrick Go to Kazakhstan was an edutainment game planned to be released by Infogrames in 2002 that was made with the goal of teaching kids about Kazakhstan. The game apparently contained a lot of FMV footage and would have the player explore various areas of the country accompanied by Spongebob and Patrick, you know, from the hit show SpongeBob SquarePants. Being made for Windows, it plays like your standard point-and-click adventure game, where you walk around and hit on stuff and get funny remarks from SpongeBob and Patrick. Surprisingly, the game actually made use of voice acting, getting the original voice cast from the show. But unfortunately, after being showed an alpha build of the game, the voice actors were so disappointed in it that they decided to leave the project, which would lead to the developers cancelling the game. It's unclear when the development was halted, so we don't really know how far development got. As you may tell from the title of this video, this game is still very lost. No builds, screenshots, or gameplay footage have been found. All we have is this cover art. Next up, we have one of two lost games made by Blueware in the 2000s. In 2004, New Zealand game development company Blueware planned to publish a game on the PS2 called Frog's Fart Funkle. Frog's Fart Funkle was apparently a 3D platformer where you play as a frog named Frog. Very creative. It played like a standard collectathon, where you would wander around Frog's swamp collecting these magical fruit called Fart Funkles. Judging by player descriptions, this game is actually really short, and you're able to beat it in under 30 minutes. This was due mainly to the fact that the game only had one level, Frog's Swamp. As the level was pretty small, and all 500 Fart Funkles in the game were contained in the one level, they were really easy to find. You could just wander around aimlessly and beat the game in like 20 minutes. According to an early advertisement that I found for this game in a magazine, the game was apparently meant to be called Frog's Fart Fun, but they changed the name when they turned it into a collectathon and added the Fart Funkles, and unfortunately this led to them removing the farting mechanic as well. Like the last one, all I can show is this cover art that I found. Very epic. There's no gameplay footage or screenshots, so it's a very mysterious game. This cover art kinda freaks me out a little. It gives me an uneasy feeling. I think it's the Comic Sans. Alrighty, starting tier 2 off with a bang, we have Blorbore gets fired from Best Buy. I couldn't find out who developed or published the game, but I did find a listing online that says the game came out in 2018. However, the game was out of stock, so I couldn't buy it. Blorbore gets fired from Best Buy, or as I like to call it, BGFFBB, was an awful asset flip that was made in Unity for a quick buck. The game would have you play as Blorbore, collecting shopping carts in the parking lot at Best Buy. When returning the cart back to the store, you would need to avoid hitting old ladies in the parking lot. If you hit 5 of them, you would get fired. As you can see on the cover art, it's very strange that the limit is 5. Does that mean you can hit 4 of them and still keep your job? Like with most Unity asset flips, the game was a buggy mess and did not sell well. According to players, Blorbore would often fall through the floor, and the shopping carts would get stuck on geometry. At some point after release, the game would get delisted from the PlayStation Store and lost. It's not confirmed or anything, but my personal theory is that Best Buy sent them a cease and desist and told them to take it down. I wouldn't blame them. It's unclear if anyone actually bought the game and still has it downloaded. No one's come out with any footage or a build or anything. Maybe that's for the best though. For the next entry in tier 2, we have Schlepgo's Slomgalo. You may be asking, what is a Slomgalo? Good question. Just like Frog's Fart Funkle, this game was made by Blueware, this time for the Dreamcast in 2001. The game was a 2D side-scroller where you'd play as a gnome priest named Schlepgo. It takes place right after Schlepgo's Slomgalo gets evaporated into smithereens by a floating orb in the sky whose name is Blorbore, and the plot would have Schlepgo journey into the sky to defeat the orb. The game would have you deactivate traps and move blocks out of the way, as Schlepgo automatically walked across the stage. Kinda like the game Spongebob. You know the game Spongebob? This game is actually quite notorious in the lost media community due to its bleak and disturbing ending. Despite being marketed towards children, the game would end with Schlepgo finally making it to the orb in the sky, only to get his head blown clean off. Unfortunately, no matter what the player does, it's impossible to beat Blorbore, and he blows the player's head smooth off. Rumor has it is that the ending of the game is what got it banned in 194 countries for breaking various obscenity laws. Was it worth it, Blueware? Was it worth blowing Schlepgo's head smooth off and getting your game banned? The only country where you can legally download and play this game is in Tibet, and there's no GameStops in Tibet, so the game is lost. We've made it! We've made it to the last tier! Golly gosh, what a lengthy iceberg.
Shut the fuck up. You hearing this guy? He's bananas.
I've put this game as the last entry in the iceberg because I've literally seen 0 people on the internet talk about it. The game being Grimblow's Auspicious Journey. Is that a Mountain Dew Baja Blast? Grimblow's Auspicious Journey follows the titular monkey Grimblow as he travels to Australia to find his lost parents. As you can see from the cover art, this game was made to advertise Mountain Dew Baja Blast to Australians, even though Mountain Dew Baja Blast is not, nor has it ever been, available for purchase in Australia. Trust me, I went to Coles and I checked. Somehow the devs forgot about this fact, and it was only after they developed and released the game did they realize that Baja Blast Mountain Dew is not in Australia. And they realized that making the game Australian themed and only having it released in Australia was a waste of time and money. Unfortunately, due to not a single Australian knowing what a Baja Blast is, not a single soul bought the game, so they took it off the shelves. The only piece of content from the game I could find online was this piece of music that was supposedly used in the first level. I'm not going to tell you where I found the music though. I don't want to go to prison. Here, take a listen.
Grimblow. Grimblow's Journey. Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Very quaint, isn't it? That's it. That's all the games. I'm very surprised no one has made a video talking about these lost gems. I hope that by making this video, I can shed a light on them and hopefully start something of a search for them. I think that would be pretty cool. Hey, it's not much, but it's all I can do, right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you sticking around. I want to thank my very loyal Patreon members for helping me buy this camera. Thank you, Mrs. Mayo, Gage Mendon, Too Funny Too Cool, and Bunny Walk. That is it for this one, and until next time, I'm Kappa Dance, and this is my face. Get used to it, Buster. Oh, before I forget, there's one more thing.